This episode of Internet Superstar is sponsored by GoDaddy.com, Netflix, and Teen Angst Art Instruction Schools.
Killing, torture, death. All these and more can be yours in the wonderful world of art. And with this free art test from the Teen Angst Art Instruction Schools, you can find out if you have the talent, desire, and hateful soul needed to become a seriously fucked up teen angst artist. To get your free art test without cost or obligation, call this toll-free number. But don't wait, because the horror, agony, and self-loathing of art are waiting for you.
They stripped him of everything except his desire. His mission to become an internet superstar. Sadly, he's doing it with absolutely no resources.
Nice dress, buddy.
It's a dream coat, Gator.
Whatever, man. Let's just do this show.
Hello and welcome to Internet Superstar, the show that will make me an Internet Superstar. I'm Martin Sargent.
And I'm a Gator.
Gator, here
How
we
you
are,
doing?
episode 3 of Internet Superstar. Yeah! So how you dealing with all the fame? I mean, you've sort of probably become a minor internet celebrity now. You know, how you dealing with it?
Man.
Are you okay psychologically? We don't have to take you to Dr. Phil or anything like that. Or people recognize you on the street, that sort of thing. How's it going?
I'm getting along just fine, man. I didn't get recognized I did get recognized the other day in a Starving Marvin by this dude. I thought it was because of this show. Turns out it was just some dude I sold a bag of oregano to back in 1984. He wanted his $25 back. That's about it.
Did you give it to him? Is he like, dude, you're a big internet celebrity now. You can afford to give me my money back or at least the bag of drugs?
Hell no, man. I just sucker punched him, got in my truck, and just drove right off of there. But, you know, I didn't get recognized by anybody except maybe like an old parole officer or something at Denny's. That's about it, though. Nobody.
Well, you're doing better than I, because I haven't been recognized by a damn person since we started here. But it's going to happen, man. This show, I swear to God, is going to make me an internet superstar.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to begin today's show by checking the internet fame meter to see how successful I've been so far in becoming internet famous through my new show. So I want to say thank you to my BFF Kevin Rose for writing this little computer program that can automatically gauge my internet fame relative to other internet people. All I need to do is log on to the little API you wrote here, click enter, and voila, let's see here. Looks like after 2 shows, it says that I am somewhere between this guy and Ninja Boy.
Yeah. You're on a trajectory straight on up, buddy. It's going towards the stars.
So clearly I have a little ways to go, but that's okay. It's okay. Slow and steady wins the race.
That's right.
We'll see if I've gone up in the rankings by next week's show.
No.
And I swear to Christ, I will not be happy until I totally crush that asshole I Like Turtles kid.
I like turtles.
Yeah. I will take you down, I Like Turtles kid.
I like turtles.
Coming up on today's show, are you embarrassed by how big of a dork you were in high school? Or maybe you're still in high school and you just don't realize how big of a dork you are right now. But someday, little boy, I promise you will. You will come to this realization. Well, there's this great website out there. It's called getmortified.com, where people can cathartically spill their guts about how unbelievably clueless they were when they were younger by showing old pictures of themselves, reading old diary entries, etc., etc. And the founder of the site and the corresponding stage show, Dave Nadelberg, will join us here in the shed. Dave Nadelberg from getmortified.com. This is a big coup for us. This is a big guest. This guy's been on This American Life. He's been on... Matt Lauer has interviewed this guy. He's been on the Today Show. That's how big this guy is.
I'm fucking Matt Lauer.
You know what, Internet? Having Dave on this show, it got me to thinking. It got me to thinking real deep. I mean, I was really doing some pondering this morning. Yes, even I, Martin Sargent, was not the most dapper with it fellow when I was a schoolboy. So I started nosing around my mom's shed here, and lo and behold, look what I found. I found my old high school yearbook. And there it is right there. It says grand finale. There's some cool fireworks there. I think I was on the yearbook committee too.
Martin Peabody Sargent.
It's a family name.
Peabody. I'm going to start calling you Peabody.
So I find my yearbook, and let me just show you guys. Let's start out. Let me show you guys what I looked like in high school before I became a big internet superstar. Here you go. Here I am.
You sucked a lot of dick in high school?
Look at that kid. Let me see that picture again. Look at him. He's bright-eyed with his whole future ahead of him.
Rosy-cheeked young boy.
Of course, that kid would have set himself ablaze in front of the Orange Julius at Long Ridge Mall if he knew he'd end up like I did, a big fat guy doing a shitty internet show out of his mom's backyard shed. One's supposed to be like this, Gator.
You're doing all right, man.
One's supposed to be like this. Look
You're
at the
doing all
wonder and the hope in that kid's eyes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had a real trip down memory lane looking up my old running crew in this yearbook. And you want me to introduce you to my old gang?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. Let me
Introduce
All
us
right,
to the gang.
here's my old pal Sanjit Versamal. Look at him. We used to call him Mr. Slick.
Yeah.
He thought it was because he was such a cool dresser, but it was really because he was always covered in a thin sheen of sweat and Lubriderm lotion. He was a chronic masturbator. I mean, just awful. Like it was awful. I heard later that he got arrested for stabbing a woman in a Del Taco for cutting in line at the salsa bar, and now is in a Supermax prison in Wyoming. And I gotta say, what a waste, because I have never in all my days seen a kid hacky sack like old Sanjit. I mean, the guy could pass the ball with his ever-present erection. It was amazing. It was amazing. Kid could have gone pro for sure.
Pro hacky sacking, yeah.
And then
Money in that.
this is a good friend of mine. This is Denny Treckle.
Yeah.
Denny Treckle. Denny was the best Dungeons and Dragons player in our regular Friday night game until he got horribly electrocuted trying to readjust his rooftop ham radio antenna during a lightning storm. And I guess he failed his saving throw because after that, dude, he just sat around drawing picture after picture of Greta Van Susteren eating bucket after bucket of Popeye's fried chicken. He was basically lobotomized.
That's sad.
And last I heard, he was living in his parents' basement wearing diapers. And this too was a tragedy because his elf magic user was just about to turn 4th level when it happened.
That's sad.
It'll break your heart.
Man, them ham radio antennas are tough, man. You fall off your roof, you get struck by lightning. You gotta be careful when you're operating the ham.
Oh, this is my favorite. Oh my God, this girl. Oh my God, Tina Jordy. My God, I loved her. I love this girl so much. I loved her so much and her. And you can imagine my horror then when one morning in gym class I got paired up with her for the cowbell rope climb, and this is all coming back to me. I spent the night before eating a bulk bag of fat-free Olestra Funyuns, watching a heart-to-heart marathon, and I was feeling a little ill at ease the next day, as you can imagine, but man, I climbed that rope anyway, and just as I was stretching out to ring the bell, to my utter horror, my bowels suddenly evacuated so furiously that it all shot out the bottom of my tight gym shorts, showering down on Tina Jordy like an unholy hell spigot. And the last time I saw her, I just remember being up at the top of that. I'm just dripping.
You're all quivering up at the top of that rope.
But before the bowels uncoiled, I looked down and I just see her kind of like smiling, like a little angel smiling up, looking up, and then it was just, and then she went home. Shit smeared, and I don't think she ever came back to school.
Oh man, that's a sad story. Your love of your life.
And you know what? I mean, come to think of it, there's not a lot of sweet, nice memories from my youth. In fact, there's a whole lot I regret about high school. And you know, thank God I finally got expelled for the naked car wash I organized to raise money for the fall mixer. And my parents sent me off to complete my education in a private school in northern Denmark because you know what? I wish I never found this yearbook.
Damn, man, you just calm down, buddy. You're all right.
I'm sorry. It's just in high school, it was just one long train of hot, stinging shame that pretty much scarred me from the rest of my entire life.
High school sounds tough, man. Tougher than the tire factory where I was.
It was bad. It was bad. So what I did is, you know, to get out my cringe funk, to get out of my funk, I spent the rest of the morning surfing internet, taking comfort in the shame of others. Just, you know, wallowing in the deep regret of thousands of other people who have not only done embarrassing things, but who had their most embarrassing moments preserved on the internet for time immemorial.
Right.
People like Denny Blaze.
Shine in my car brings me lots of joy. I guess I'm just an average homeboy.
Average homeboy. Average homeboy.
Remember the average homeboy?
Yeah, that kid's cool.
Oh man. That's embarrassing. Or of course, everyone knows it. The Star Wars kid.
Yeah.
You know, that kid, I believe he went into an insane asylum. He was so embarrassed about that. I mean, can you imagine if that happened to you? That's worse than shitting off a rope on the girl you like.
Yeah.
And then there was that fat kid who sang the Titanic song to the girl he was in love with. He rips his shirt off and shows his man titties.
He kind of gets
I
it
mean, how do you
coming.
live that down?
He's kind of got
Maybe
what's
my
coming.
high school life was. Oh, but my favorite. Then there was Michael Blunt, who in 1999 recorded what went on to be one of the first wildly popular internet memes. Remember this? Remember this classic? Hello, my future girlfriend. Hello, my future girlfriend. Let's take a look at it.
Hello, my future girlfriend. This is what I sound like. I am 11 years old, in the 6th grade, in New Mexico. Please PM me if I'm on Yahoo Chat. Bye. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, that was in 1999. Wouldn't it be nice to know what that kid is up to now, 9 years later?
Yep.
Well, what do you say we find out? Via Skype from Colorado with his first interview ever, here he is, Michael Blunt. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Good.
Man, you haven't aged a bit. Unbelievable.
9 years.
Hey, Mike, do you remember the day that you recorded that?
A little bit.
Little bit. And according to the page, what's written on there, you had just gone through what seems to have been quite a bad breakup, and the purpose of that was to find a new internet girlfriend, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about the breakup? I mean, how heartbroken were you?
It's not too terribly bad,
But bad enough that you wanted to record that thing and try to find love anew.
right, fill the void.
Yeah. And how long after you put that up there did it become an internet sensation?
Took maybe 2-3 years. I'd basically forgotten all about it.
And when it hit, were you just mortified when that happened? I mean, tell us about how it all played out. You went to school one day and somebody said, Mike, I saw you up on the internet, or what happened?
No, just got a lot of emails at first. Some were nice, some were hate mail, sort of thing. A lot of attention.
So, Mike, I was looking at your MySpace page, and I couldn't help but notice that you're gay. It says on the page that you're gay. I guess you didn't realize that when you were so desperately looking for a new girlfriend. So somewhere along the line, you took sort of a dramatic turn here.
Right. Really didn't accept it until about high school, junior year.
Do you think, I don't want to over psychoanalyze this thing, but you think that this traumatic experience of all this happening to you had any effect on shaping your sexuality?
Could a little bit.
You think so?
Maybe a little.
Yeah?
Actually owe some of that fame to you, Martin. Back at your tech TV days on the screensavers.
You remember when I did that?
Oh, yeah.
So, wait, let's go back. Were you watching the screensavers when you saw yourself up there?
I didn't see it, but I had a friend from, I was a freshman in high school at the time. He called me about it.
Yeah? And were you really pissed off at me?
Yeah, for a good while.
Man,
Dude, I am so sorry. I am so sorry if I've any way negatively impacted your life, changed the course of your life, brought you any pain to you, your friends, and your family. I sincerely apologize, but, I'm a man who feels really small about himself, and I was just, I guess, laughing at you to make myself feel better. So please accept my apology.
I do.
All right,
When
Mike.
I was your age, but I just want to say real quick, my daddy, I got caught shoplifting. My daddy chained me to a stump in our front yard for 2 weeks, and everybody came. He put me in a thong, and everybody come by and shot saltpeter at me and threw rocks at me, and I just wish somebody had been there to film that, so maybe I could have profited off of it right now or something, But I just want to say, man, don't feel bad about nothing. You're an internet superstar.
That's right, man. Congratulations, because you are, in fact, an internet superstar, and nobody can take that away from you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Mike. Best of luck with everything in your future. Hey, if you guys at home want to relive the video again, just head over to the site xsunderground.com/thechild. That's with an E on the end. All right, coming up, we'll talk to the man behind the hilarious and wildly popular website and stage show about confronting teen angst. Dave Nadelberg of GetMortified.com will be here right after a quick word from our sponsor.
Yeah.
Hello, my future girlfriend. This is what I sound like. My name is Sean. I am 75 years old. Please PM me if I'm on Yahoo Chat. My hobbies include racing horses, caressing young kids, and occasional trips to the gelato ice cream shop for various and delicious frozen treats. You must be able to suck it long and suck it hard. I am also enjoying the long romantic road trips and letting you have your way with me under the pale moonlight and glorious English sky. Which reminds me of my adventures backpacking across Europe, in which sexual favors was my only currency. I will never forget that summer.
What would you do if you were a pregnant man? Why, build a website about it, of course. And now you can do it cheaply at GoDaddy.com. Just enter the promo code STAR1 for giant savings. Good thing, because that guy who knocked you up down at the arcade is a real deadbeat. Make yourself an internet superstar with GoDaddy.com. And welcome back to my show. My next friend is the driving force behind the phenomenally successful stage show Mortified, which also has a hysterical yet cringe-inducing web component at GetMortified.com. Mortified has been hailed as a cultural phenomenon by Newsweek and has been celebrated on This American Life, and I'm very pleased to now give it a real media boost here on my show. Via iChat from Los Angeles, here's Dave Nadelberg. How you doing, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, Martin. Hey, Gator.
So, Dave, for anyone who hasn't had the experience of attending Mortified in any of the several cities where it's in regular production, what is it? How would you describe it?
We like to describe Mortified as a comic excavation of the strange and extraordinary things people created as kids. Basically, ordinary people getting on stage and reading aloud embarrassing love letters, lyrics, journals, home movies, and more, and sharing it with total strangers.
Man, I got to tell you, watching all these Mortified shoebox shows on your website, I mean, it was unpleasant. It was very unpleasant. They really brought back
I guess we succeeded.
Yeah, they brought back a lot of terribly cringe-inducing memories about what a colossal dork I was in high school. I mean, it was some really bad, really deep-seated shit.
Yeah.
Like, I started to think about like the sophomore dance. I asked like the hottest girl in my French class, Gretchen Wolf, like 4 months before the dance. She says yes. I didn't talk to her again for 4 months until like 2 days before. She's like, Marty, are we still going? And then we went to the thing, and the only words I spoke to her at that dance were, so how you doing in French class? And I still, to this day, cringe about that memory. But it's cathartic to talk about it now, and I guess that's the purpose of this show.
It is, and I suppose you've now Googled Gretchen Wolf several times and debated apologizing to her and saying, I'm really a lot cooler now.
I'm not ready for that yet. I'm okay
I have a web show.
Talking about it here on the internet. I'm not ready to confront Gretchen Wolf person to person.
Oh, I will. Me and Gator will.
Well, it's Wolf with an E.
All right.
Hey, did this whole idea come about because you yourself had to work through some of your own cringeworthy memories?
Yeah, I started the project over half a decade ago when I had discovered a really horrific, sort of stalkery love letter that I had written to a girl, hadn't given it to her, and then I discovered it in, I don't know, like 98, 99, and then I was reading it to a lot of friends at parties, and then eventually I said, I'm not an actor, I'm quite a terrible actor, but I'd like to put this up on stage, and I want to invite other people to do the same, and sure enough, there was people with a lot worse childhood writings than I had. Do
you remember like a particular line from that letter that you might want to share with us now?
Go and share with us once.
It opens up with, and keep in mind, I really didn't know this girl. And really the only thing to know is that I tried to be everything to this girl, so I wanted to be funny and then sweet and smart and intellectual, and then I failed on all fronts, but it opened with this. It says, "Hello, Leslie. How is your day today? Mine's quite well, I must admit. I do hope that yours is a good one, because what you are about to read may or may not add an extra color to the rainbow at day's end.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that now.
That gave me chill bumps. That was beautiful, buddy. I don't know what you're embarrassed about.
Yeah, you want to go out?
That sounds like something from the Norton Anthology of Poetry. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we, just so we can put this in better context for everyone viewing right now, let's go ahead and take a look at one of the Mortified shoebox shows you have up there on getmortified.com. This one is called Melissa's Page of Rage.
Hi, I'm Melissa. When I was 14, I was madly in love with my next door neighbor. Unfortunately, he had a girlfriend. So I, of course, came up with a devious scheme to win him over, but I kind of lost it. Page 105. Mutilation techniques to his girlfriend. This is her lips. This is her lips after my razor. This is her nose after I chuck Jeremy's football, which I can catch and she can't, in her face.
So that's got to feel pretty good. I mean, for someone like that, that's pretty bad. It's got to be quite cathartic for people to get up on stage or to go on the website and sort of humorously work through these horrible memories.
Yeah.
Do people afterwards say to you, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my soul?
Yeah, you know, it's really a nice side effect of the project is every single performer that we wind up working with winds up telling us that this has just been a really interesting experiment for them where they're learning about who they are and more importantly, who they were. And then for the audience, they wind up putting themselves in the people's shoes so much that they relate and they go through the same experience.
Right. Yeah. So I want to, Gator, do you have any memories, anything that you did when you were a youth that you're mortified about, something that you regret that, you know, might work in one of these shows?
Mortified means you feel bad about it, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Well, I never told nobody this, but there was one time when I was a boy and I was down by the river with my best friend Ricky, and we was fishing. And he started talking all sorts of mad smack, just talking shit about me and everything. So I stole off into the woods and got a big old rock and come back and I just...
Okay. Hey, Dave, most of the content in the stage shows and online seems to be stuff that's delivered by people our age. I think we're about the same age, who didn't have blogs and MySpace pages and message boards to unload their grief on. Do you see Mortified changing as time moves forward?
Yeah, I mean, over the years we've had 70-year-old women on stage and people in their 60s and we've even had people, we probably go as young as, although it's rare, like 23, something like that. And the interesting thing for us is we're starting to get a lot of submissions from people with blog entries that are actually retro, that are about 10 years old. We forget how long the internet and all that has been around. And in fact, in our first book, one of the entries is actually based on a series of emails. Meaning we're all old farts.
I guess. Yeah, I keep thinking that the internet is like this big new thing, but it has, as we learned in the previous block from our friend Mike Blunt in Hello, My Future Girlfriend. I mean,
he's my hero.
He's something else, isn't he?
Woo. Yeah.
Wow.
He's
so
a nice kid.
For anyone watching this right now, how can they get up on stage and participate in the shows? I mean, how do they go about doing that?
Well, we just asked everyone to go to getmortified.com, and we don't have auditions because we don't care if you're talented, so we don't use words like that. So it's not like a tryout, but we have just a submission form that just asks to meet with us. So people go to getmortified.com and they can click casting and they just schedule a meeting and we meet with everybody.
Hey, Dave, thank you so much for being on my show. You and my friend are a true internet superstar,
buddy.
Oh, thanks.
All right, to find out when Mortified will be performed in your town, go to the website, getmortified.com, and also get a copy of the books. It's Mortified, Real Words, Real People, Real Pathetic, and Mortified, Love is a Battlefield. Thanks again, Dave.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks.
Hey, we got a surprise here, ladies and gentlemen.
What you got?
We got a surprise. I'm being told that my old friend, self-defense expert Ricky Kang is with us live from his compound in Gainesville. Haven't spoken with him for a while. What do you say we go to Ricky? Ricky, are you there?
Martin, Quasi Toto, buddy. How you doing, man?
Quasi Toto Ricky. Hey, Ricky, we've been talking a bit about regrets, you know, things that you might have done in the past that you wish you hadn't, or things you wish you'd done differently, like maybe when you were in high school or something like that. I'm curious, Ricky, do you have anything like that you can share with us?
Hell, man. You know, I usually don't regret stuff, Martin, man. When I make up my mind to do something, I'm usually 110 on that deal. You know, whatever the consequences, man. That's the warrior code. I mean, to feel regret is kind of, I don't know, man, kind of pussyish or something. That's the way I think of it.
So there is nothing in Ricky Kang's life that you wish you'd done differently?
Come on, Ricky. Well, you know, man, if you're going to press me on this, there was one thing about a month ago. I was in Iraq. You know, I went over there to try to party with the troops, you know, to get them all pumped up, give them a few karate demos and stuff.
You went on a USO tour. That's cool.
Fuck no, man. I went on my own, man. I got in there on a jet ski. Anyway, there was this one day when I was walking through this market in a little town called Tikrit.
I think that's Tikrit.
You know, you're going to be full of deep, hard regrets if you interrupt my story again, man. How about that?
Okay. Sorry, go on.
Oh. All right, man, just shut the fuck up. Let me finish this story, man. So I'm in this market in Iraq, and this little boy approaches me. He's in the market. He's got a dirt all streaked all over his face, and he only had like one plastic flip-flop on. His clothes was all kinds of tore the fuck up. And he holds out his hand to me, and in his hand he's got this little shiny red apple, and he offered it up to me, man. It was like he was offering me this apple.
Oh wow, that's an amazing story. Did you take it?
Fuck no. It was like that, man. We partied over there in Iraq.
Ricky, fucked up, man.
You're crazy, man. You do not approach Ricky Kang when he's in his dachi mode, man. That's the hard reality. That is one motherfucking lesson that will always be learned the hard way, man. I promise you that.
So I suppose you regret. You know what, Ricky, you're fucked up, man. I know we go back a long ways, but that's some I gotta go.
Man, Martin, I love you anyway, buddy. The new show is Ass-Kicking World of Ass-Burning Hot Pain, man. I love it, man. Let's party soon, man. Get your ass down here, man. Get down to the compound. I love you, man. Quasi-toto. Quasi-toto.
God damn, Ricky Kang, huh?
Man, that dude's a wild mother, man.
Jesus, you know, I still love him and everything, but...
You know, he's just a different breed, you know.
I guess.
He's a warrior.
I guess he's a warrior.
You know, he does
I'm not a warrior.
I'm
not going to judge.
It's hard to judge.
I'm not going to judge. Okay, just ahead, we'll talk to another guy who made an ass of himself on the internet and see how he's come to terms with it now that several years have passed. Ghislaine Raza, better known as the Star Wars Kid, will join us right after this word from our sponsor.
Luke Skywalker's going to be here?
No, you'll see. You'll see. This year, I gave my little niece a puppy for her birthday, and it nipped her. Actually, it got her pretty good. I should have gotten her Netflix. She could have gotten her choice of 90,000 movies delivered right to her door with no late fees. But she'll never rent 101 Dalmatians. Dogs terrify her now. Don't make the same mistake. Get Netflix.
Damn, man. Got some good-looking girls in your high school. Snap, man, I didn't know you were in the sledding club.
I made
Martin
varsity.
Peabody Sargent.
Welcome back to my show. My next friend took the internet by storm when a video of him swinging a golf ball retriever while pretending to be Darth Maul fell into the wrong hands, got uploaded to the internet, and went on to be viewed and laughed at by about 1 billion people, roughly 1/5 of the world's population. Well, now here on my show, he's finally ready to speak out and defend himself and tell the story of what it's like to live life as the most lampooned person in the world. Since last we saw him, he's matured into a young man. He has also asked that his identity remain anonymous.
All right.
Viewers, please welcome Ghislaine Raza, the Star Wars Kid. So, dude, what have you been up to over, the past 6 years?
Well, for a while there, I really couldn't go outside at all. It got pretty bad. So, you know, after I got my driver's license, I hit the road. I drifted down through Nevada, New Mexico. I pretty much stuck to the back roads, the small towns. I stayed amongst the simple people, and I found great comfort in their kindness.
You probably took great comfort in their lack of like DSL connections out there in the boonies too, you know. So you want to do a little show for us, Star Wars kid? You know, you want to recreate some of your moves?
Well, in my time in the deserts, I became and learned many things, Martin Sargent. None of them how to be your clown.
Well, what did you learn and do out in the desert?
For starters, I met up with my mentor and teacher, the Dark Lord Darth Nihilus, and under his daily tutelage, under the desert sun, he taught me about all the things I've always thirsted to know. As a result, over the past 6 years of struggle and toil and pain, I've become stronger now than I ever dreamed I'd be able to become. And now I'm back, and I'm ready to step from the shadows, fully realized, fully trained, and fully ready to be born into the world. Now it's my turn to teach. My turn to teach all those billion non-believers the detailed minutia of what it means to hurt, of what it means to suffer, to teach the varied and never-ending intricacies of shame and pain. For I am Lord Glycian, and I now will start my revenge with you. I'm coming. I'm coming for you all.
Fuck me, man. It's a weird kid. Snap out of it, buddy.
Oh!
Come on. Snap out of it, man.
Oh my God! That little fat kid nearly killed me. I couldn't breathe. I was suffocating. He had some kind of Jedi mind.
Come on, man. Pull yourself together, man. It's over now. Gator stuff. I'm gonna get my hatchet in case that little fucker comes back, man. That was weird. Oh, what, was you choking or something?
I couldn't breathe. He was like constricting my throat. I couldn't. Fuck!
Come on, man. Let's finish this thing up, man. That was fucked up.
Jesus.
Tangled with the wrong little sumbitch.
I gotta move on. Let's read some emails. Oh, God. Hey,
pull yourself together.
Give me a minute. All right. I just want to say thanks, first of all, for all your notes and your message board postings. I think the main comment, besides the show not being funny, was that I've become wildly obese. Such as this one. This was posted on dig.com. Quote, "The only thing big about today is Martin Sargent's ass. How many Big Macs has that guy eaten since Tech TV? That dude needs some exercise quick." So thanks for those. I've now embraced bulimia. Appreciate that. But we did get a few nice ones. For example, I really have put it on, haven't I?
Yeah, you packed it on a little bit.
Well, look
buddy.
at you, man.
It's all right, man.
You got one of those.
I'm svelte. I'm like a.
I'm not that fat. You know what? My girlfriend doesn't think I'm fat. You don't have that problem. You're fucking virgin.
She actually kind of does. She told me the other night.
Fuck you too. But we did get a few nice ones. For example, this guy liked the show so much that he decided to paint my face on his skateboard deck.
That's nice.
Isn't that cool? I like that.
Yeah.
Skateboard decks are slimming. Look, I look thin there. And now I can be responsible for shattering a kid's arm when he battles doing a rail slide. And I think that's fun. I enjoy that. So thank you very much for that. And finally, here's a note from Brandon Hibbard. "Hey Martin," he says, "I just wanted to say that I love the new show. I always watched Infected and was totally bummed when it was canceled. I am a high school math teacher and I make my kids watch your show. I ask bonus questions from the show on their test."
Yeah, you were a high school math teacher.
Yeah, seriously, this is a great way to get fired, man. Talk about no child left behind. This is not what you should be teaching your children. This is what you should be warning your children against.
We're in your mom's shed doing some crap show.
Seriously, man. Here's a little math equation for you. 2 + 2 = you're fucking fired, moron. Way to go.
Pack up your Cressida and get the fuck off our school property.
But we appreciate the sentiment. Anyway, hey, keep your comments, questions, and suggestions of what you would like to see on the show coming. You can send those to martin@revision3.com. And, well, it's sad, but that's going to have to do it for today's show. I'd like to thank my friends Mike Blunt and Dave Nadelberg and the Star Wars Kid for teaching me a little bit more about how to become an internet superstar.
Yeah, man.
Goodbye, internet. We'll see you at the bar.
Yeah, man. I'm going to go see your mom. She wanted me to come in there and do a little wet dry vac on the floor in there.
No!
Martin.
No, Gator! I don't want you doing any wet, dry sucking back with my mom.
Just stay in there, buddy.